There are moments in science when something deceptively simple reveals an unexpected power, and MCT oil is one of those discoveries. It is a fat that behaves nothing like a typical fat, bypassing the slow digestive path, rushing straight to the liver, and transforming into clean-burning ketones that the brain can use almost immediately. It is a substance capable of increasing metabolic heat, supporting energy production even at rest, and offering fuel to neurons in ways that surprise researchers. It can be absorbed effortlessly without needing the complex machinery required for most fats. And inside the body, it carries molecules with natural antimicrobial activity, capable of challenging harmful organisms. People turn to it because it sharpens mental clarity, sustains energy, and aligns with many principles of cellular longevity. And as you explore these effects, you begin to understand why this oil, once considered niche, has become central in discussions about long-term vitality, metabolic health, and the biology of aging. MCT oil becomes even more interesting when you look at how quickly it acts. Most foods enter long digestive cycles where nutrients are broken down slowly, but medium-chain triglycerides skip directly into the portal vein, reaching the liver with remarkable speed. This is why ketone levels can rise within minutes, giving energy that doesn't rely on glucose fluctuations. That rapid shift helps stabilize mental focus and supports cellular energy pathways linked to mitochondrial efficiency. For longevity, this matters because mitochondria naturally decline with age, and any support for their function has downstream benefits on endurance, cognitive performance, and metabolic stability. Another remarkable aspect of MCT oil is the way it influences thermogenesis. Research shows that these fats increase heat production inside the body, which requires energy and leads to a higher metabolic rate. While the effect varies between individuals, it demonstrates how certain nutrients can subtly shift the way the body allocates energy. When your metabolism functions with better organization, your cells experience less stress and manage oxidative byproducts more effectively. These are the small, interconnected mechanisms that influence long-term health. MCT oil also interacts with the brain in ways that fascinate scientists. The brain is highly dependent on energy availability, and neurons thrive when they have access to stable fuel sources. Ketones from MCT oil provide a clean alternative that is efficient and supportive of cellular resilience. Many people describe feeling more alert or mentally balanced shortly after taking it, and while experiences differ, this fast neurological response reflects well-established metabolic pathways. When cells have reliable energy, their ability to adapt and repair improves, which is a foundational idea in modern longevity research. Its ease of absorption is another key point. Because MCTs don't require bile salts, the body can uptake them even when digestion is compromised. This characteristic was first used medically in people who struggled to break down fats, but later it became clear that this rapid absorption also made MCT oil a practical tool for maintaining consistent energy in daily life. Stable energy helps regulate appetite, supports endurance, and reduces the metabolic stress that contributes to aging-related decline. There is also the intriguing antimicrobial effect found in some MCTs, especially caprylic acid. These molecules can disrupt certain harmful microorganisms, supporting a balanced internal environment. A stable microbiome contributes to immune regulation and metabolic efficiency, both individually linked to healthier aging. Although MCT oil is not a treatment, its natural properties can complement a lifestyle focused on long-term wellness. When all of these mechanisms come together, MCT oil becomes a simple but powerful element in a longevity-focused routine. It provides rapid fuel, stabilizes energy, supports mitochondrial function, influences thermogenesis, and interacts with the microbiome in measurable ways. Scientists continue to study how these pathways contribute to metabolic flexibility and cellular resilience, two features strongly associated with graceful aging. And as we explore each aspect more deeply, you begin to see how something so small can impact systems across the entire body. As we look deeper into the science of MCT oil, one of the most compelling themes is metabolic flexibility, the body's ability to switch smoothly between fuel sources. With age, this flexibility often declines, but ketones produced from MCT oil offer a reliable energy source that doesn't depend on insulin or blood sugar fluctuations. This is important because stable energy supply reduces cellular stress and supports organs that require constant fuel, such as the brain and heart. When cells experience fewer energy gaps, their structural components remain more stable, and their repair mechanisms work more efficiently. This steady, internal environment is one of the hallmarks associated with healthier aging. Another interesting aspect of MCT oil is its influence on appetite and satiety signals. Some studies show that consuming MCTs helps regulate hunger hormones, creating a more balanced eating pattern. When appetite becomes more predictable, the body avoids extreme highs and lows that contribute to metabolic imbalance. Longevity research points repeatedly to the importance of maintaining stable metabolic rhythms, and the ability of MCT oil to support these patterns adds another layer of relevance. By promoting smoother energy distribution and more consistent eating behavior, it indirectly contributes to long-term metabolic health. MCT oil also interacts with the gut-brain axis. Although it is not a probiotic, its antimicrobial components may help maintain a favorable environment where beneficial microbes can thrive. A balanced microbiome supports digestion, nutrient absorption, immune function, and even mood regulation through microbial metabolites. Scientists now recognize the microbiome as a significant pillar of longevity, influencing inflammation levels and metabolic efficiency. When internal systems operate with less strain, the body preserves more resources for repair processes, which become increasingly important over time. There is also growing interest in how MCT-derived ketones influence inflammation. While inflammation is essential for protection, chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates aging. Ketones are being studied for their potential to support more balanced inflammatory responses. And because MCT oil elevates ketone levels quickly, it naturally enters conversations around inflammation-related longevity research. Stable metabolic fuel, combined with potential anti-inflammatory pathways, creates a supportive environment where tissues can function with less cumulative stress. Energy production at the cellular level is another area where MCT oil shows surprising influence. Mitochondria, the powerhouses inside nearly every cell, rely on efficient fuel sources to operate optimally. Ketones are metabolized with high efficiency, generating energy with less oxidative strain than some other fuels. This matters because oxidative stress gradually affects cellular structures, including DNA, membranes, and proteins. By providing a cleaner burning energy source, MCT oil may assist the mitochondria in maintaining better performance across a lifetime, which is a central focus in longevity science. In athletic performance, the fast absorption of MCT oil offers a different kind of value. While it doesn't replace long-term endurance fuels, it can supply rapid energy without relying heavily on stored carbohydrates. This quick availability helps maintain stable performance during extended activities and reduces the feeling of energy dips. Over time, consistent movement and exercise contribute profoundly to long-term health, and the metabolic reliability provided by MCTs can support that lifestyle. Sleep quality is another area where some individuals report unexpected benefits. When the brain receives a steady supply of energy, particularly before sleep, the transition into rest may feel smoother. Although the effects vary widely, It highlights the broader idea that stable metabolic conditions promote better physiological rhythms. Harmonized rhythms are essential for hormone balance, tissue repair, and immune function, all fundamental components linked to long-term vitality. As researchers continue studying how the body responds to MCTs, the picture becomes clearer. This oil supports multiple systems at once, not through dramatic changes, but through steady, consistent improvements in energy, metabolism, and cellular stability. These subtle, interconnected effects compound over time, shaping a physiological landscape more aligned with longevity. When examining MCT oil through the lens of longevity, one of the most relevant concepts is mitochondrial resilience. Mitochondria naturally decline in efficiency with age, and this decline affects everything from cognitive performance to muscle strength. Ketones generated from MCT oil provide a fuel source that mitochondria can use with high efficiency, producing energy with fewer byproducts. This cleaner energy production helps reduce the accumulation of oxidative stress, a process heavily involved in aging research. When cells experience less oxidative load, their membranes, enzymes, and DNA remain more stable, contributing to healthier long-term cellular function. Another notable aspect is the way MCT oil supports metabolic consistency during fasting or long gaps between meals. Many people experience energy drops when glucose becomes low, but ketones from MCTs offer a smooth, reliable alternative. This helps maintain mental clarity, reduces irritability associated with fluctuating blood sugar, and supports the body's natural repair processes that activate during low energy states. These repair mechanisms, including autophagy, operate efficiently when the body is not stressed by sudden fuel shortages. By providing stable energy, MCT oil indirectly supports the internal housekeeping processes associated with long-term cellular health. Muscle maintenance also becomes a priority as the body ages, and MCT oil may play a supportive role here as well. While it is not a protein source, the metabolic stability it provides can help preserve lean mass, especially when combined with movement or resistance training. A body that has consistent access to energy avoids excessive breakdown of muscle proteins for fuel. Maintaining strength and mobility is strongly connected to increased lifespan and improved quality of life, making energy support a valuable contribution. Hormonal balance enters the conversation too, particularly in relation to stress hormones. Fluctuating energy levels often trigger an increase in stress-related pathways, but the rapid conversion of MCTs into ketones helps lessen these swings. A more stable internal environment reduces unnecessary metabolic strain, supporting systems involved in mood regulation, cognitive clarity, and physical recovery. Consistency is one of the foundations of long-term health, and MCT oil helps create conditions where the body is not constantly adjusting to unpredictable energy availability. Longevity research also looks at the impact of metabolic health on brain aging. Since the brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs, any decline in fuel availability affects cognitive performance. Ketones offer a form of energy that enters the brain efficiently and supports the function of neurons even when glucose metabolism becomes less effective with age. This alternative pathway becomes especially valuable in later decades of life when certain brain regions benefit from energy that can bypass metabolic limitations. Providing the brain with stable energy is one of the clearest contributions MCT oil makes to long-term vitality. A lesser-known but interesting detail about MCTs is their potential role in supporting balanced lipid profiles. Some studies show that replacing certain fats with MCT oil may positively influence markers related to metabolic health. Although individual results vary, these findings highlight how different types of fats interact with the body in unique ways. MCTs are metabolized so rapidly that they are less likely to be stored, shifting the overall energy balance toward immediate use, When energy is used efficiently rather than stored, the internal environment aligns better with metabolic longevity. Another area of interest is cognitive endurance. People often describe being able to maintain longer periods of mental focus when using MCT oil consistently. This aligns with the brain's preference for stable ketone availability during extended cognitive tasks. When neurons have consistent energy, they require fewer compensatory mechanisms to stay active, leading to smoother cognitive performance. Over time, this contributes to a lifestyle with fewer periods of fatigue, an essential part of sustaining long-term wellness. All these features show how MCT oil supports longevity, not by targeting one system, but by influencing the entire metabolic network. Each effect reinforces the others. Energy stability supports hormonal balance. Hormonal balance supports inflammation control. Inflammation control supports mitochondrial efficiency, and mitochondrial efficiency supports cognitive and physical performance. This interconnected harmony is what makes MCT oil a compelling tool in modern longevity science. Another area where MCT oil shows practical value is daily cognitive performance. As people age, the brain's ability to efficiently use glucose may gradually decline, and this is where ketones produced from MCT oil offer a timely alternative. Because ketones cross the blood-brain barrier quickly, they provide a dependable form of fuel that supports stable thinking, memory recall, and task endurance. Consistent energy helps reduce the fluctuations that often interrupt focus and productivity. Over months and years, this stable neurological support becomes part of a lifestyle that protects cognitive sharpness. MCT oil also plays a supporting role in metabolic health by influencing how the body handles stored energy. Medium-chain triglycerides are seldom stored as fat because they are transported directly to the liver for immediate use. This rapid utilization promotes a favorable energy balance and may help reduce the long-term strain on metabolic systems. A metabolism that functions predictably places less pressure on organs involved in detoxification, blood sugar regulation, and hormone coordination. When these systems operate smoothly, the cumulative effects contribute to better health across the lifespan. Its role in supporting gut balance adds another layer to its longevity profile. While MCT oil is not a probiotic, some of its fatty acids, particularly caprylic acid, can reduce the presence of harmful microorganisms in the digestive tract. A well-balanced gut environment supports nutrient absorption, immune regulation, and metabolic stability. These features are essential for long-term vitality because they influence inflammation levels and the efficiency of cellular repair processes. A healthier gut means more predictable digestion and a more resilient immune system, both highly relevant to aging well. Another interesting aspect is how MCT oil complements movement and physical activity. When used consistently, its fast-acting energy may support sustained exercise, reduce the feeling of early fatigue, and help the body recover more efficiently. Physical activity is widely recognized as one of the most powerful promoters of longevity, and having a reliable energy source enhances adherence to active routines. Over time, consistent activity helps maintain muscle strength, mobility, cardiovascular health, and metabolic flexibility. There is also value in the way MCT oil influences appetite patterns. Many people find that it supports stable hunger signals and reduces sudden cravings linked to sharp blood sugar fluctuations. When appetite becomes more predictable, it is easier to maintain balanced eating habits and avoid cycles that burden metabolic health. Stable eating rhythms are associated with improved hormonal balance, better digestion, and smoother daily energy patterns, all meaningful contributors to healthier aging. MCT oil further supports restorative processes during rest. When the body has sufficient energy, particularly before sleep, Cellular repair functions operate more efficiently. Because ketones provide a stable, low-stress form of fuel, they help sustain internal processes involved in tissue rebuilding and immune coordination. Restful sleep is essential for healthy aging, and anything that supports consistent nighttime physiology adds measurable value to longevity practices. Another interesting point is how MCT oil interacts with fasting routines. Even small amounts can help sustain energy without significantly disrupting metabolic states that activate during periods of low food intake. This makes it a useful tool for people who practice structured eating windows, as it supports mental clarity and energy while the body engages in repair pathways that contribute to long-term health. Maintaining consistency during fasting periods requires stable fuel, and MCT oil offers this without overwhelming the digestive system. Finally, when all these mechanisms are viewed together, the picture becomes clear. MCT oil supports longevity by stabilizing energy, enhancing metabolic flexibility, contributing to mitochondrial efficiency, supporting cognitive endurance, promoting balanced appetite signals, encouraging gut health, and assisting the body in maintaining predictable rhythms. It strengthens the internal environment in ways that ease the strain of daily life, allowing physiological systems to operate with less effort. Over time, this reduction of stress on the body accumulates into meaningful long-term benefits. MCT oil is not a magic solution, but it is a scientifically interesting tool that aligns with many principles of modern longevity research, offering support to the systems most responsible for sustained vitality.